You answer that question. Stop. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. And today I get to hang out with my new buddy, Cory Carlson, who is an executive coach, speaker, and author. And one of the things that he says all the time is he helps leaders win at home and at work. Cory, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Johnny, for having me. Looking forward to the conversation. I've enjoyed the non-recorded part so far, so I can't wait to hang out and talk to you longer.
No, it's been a good time, man. So can you tell us a little bit about helping leaders win at home and at work?
Yeah, I think the biggest myth or misconception that many people have is it's an either or, that you can have success at work, climb the corporate ladder, but you won't be able to be present for your family. Or, if you decide, hey, I want to be a good dad, a good mother, therefore I'm going to have to say no to all promotions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be successful at home and I can at work. And that's incorrect. You can have success at both home and work. You can be a leader in the boardroom and still be engaged and present in the family room.
Yeah.
And I want leaders to believe that it is possible. Now, it takes a mindset shift. It takes a change in priority management.
Mm-hmm.
There's some changes that have to take place, but it can happen.
Yeah. Why don't we believe that?
I think there's a variety of reasons we don't believe it. I think one is culture. You hear about the hustle culture, go out and do it and work hard, and that's kind of been promoted intentionally or not intentionally, don't know, but it's been promoted.
Yeah.
Number two, I'd say many of us have not had a good role model ahead of us. I did have a good role model in my parents, but when it got into corporate and who's signing my checks and who's kind of working late themselves, I didn't necessarily have good role models in corporate.
Yeah.
So yeah, even though my dad modeled it well, it's still kind of like when I'm at the office, I'm like, well, I can't leave because my bosses are still working late. And I remember one time I remember where I was at. I was in Portland, Oregon. We were at a big team meeting. And one of the executives bragged about how he had never been to any of his kids' doctor's appointments or kids' parent-teacher meetings because he was so all into work. And I remember just having this icky feeling in myself of just like, I don't like that. I don't want to be that. But Johnny, so the first reason is culture. The second reason I would say is we don't have good models or mentors to show us. And the third is internal. I think many of us have this angst of, I need to work hard. I need to answer every single email. If I don't do that, I may get fired. Oh, a customer called me or a prospect called me. I better call them back within 30 minutes or they're going to go to the next person. So internally, I think many of us just have this scarcity mindset that we got to hustle or we're going to lose. And so I think it's hitting us from different angles.
Yeah. So how did you come to believe? Because it sounds to me like I've noticed this. We tend to give the gift that we were given, right? Because that's a gift you can give from your guts, right? If you received it, if you were transformed by a gift, right? And so, and often it's simple. It's a simple piece of wisdom that you received that became flesh for you.
Mm-hmm.
And so how did you come to believe that you could win both places?
I mean, I came to believe I hired a coach, and I think there's this internal drive that there's a better way. And this is in 2013 for me when I had just been promoted. I was vice president of this $120 million division. We happened to be the largest EBITDA or profit contributor to an overall billion-dollar company. So a lot of visibility.
Yeah.
I just say those numbers just to kind of paint the picture. It was a lot of visibility. I'd just been promoted over my boss. So I was now managing my boss.
Wow.
I was managing people older than me, people who've been in the company longer. And what that all meant, Johnny, is imposter syndrome. I mean, I was waiting for someone to knock on the door and say, oh, Cory, we overpromoted you. Go back out to the field where you belong. You're good at sales. Go do sales. How that stress played out in my life is I started skipping quiet time. I was skipping the gym. I was kids playing on the floor, and I was on the couch with my face buried in the laptop at night. I knew there had to be a better way. I just didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to kind of get out of this groove or rut I was in. So it's kind of on my heart that there's a better way. I went to this leadership program that I had been participating for a little bit, and there's this speaker. He was talking about home and work and faith and kind of blending it all together. And it was speaking to my soul. I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
And I went up to him afterwards and said, hey, do you coach? And, I should have known any speaker coaches. It's kind of like a package deal, but I didn't know that. And so sure enough, he did coach, and I hired him. Hiring a coach started to change everything. One, it opened up my eyes to there is a different way. It opened up my eyes to I was not living into my priorities. I was allowing everyone else to tell me, what my priorities were. Instead of, hey, these are my priorities. Bonnie, over my 20-year career, I had 18 bosses, but one family. I made choices for those 18 bosses. Some of them, I don't even know if they're alive.
Yeah.
I don't know where they live. But I said
Wild.
yes to them over my family at different times. So starting in 2013, just starting to see different frameworks and tools, it was helpful. Plus, I was diving more into my faith, and there was some unpacking that had to take place where I mistakenly thought I was the provider, and God was not the provider.
Oh, preach now.
I thought the more I hustle, the more I strive, I'm going to get it done.
Yeah.
But for me to realize that, God's the provider. And so it's been a journey. I mean, I've not arrived. I still have my stressful days for sure. But as a whole, over the last 12 years, it has just been this kind of molding and shaping to now where I not only do I firmly believe I can win at home and work, I've had the opportunity to coach 220 plus leaders in one-on-one coaching and see them have breakthrough.
Yeah. Man, that's got to be satisfying. Given the gift. It is
awesome.
Yeah.
It is awesome. I'm blessed I get to do this for a living.
Yeah, man. So what would you say is the biggest felt difference between you now and the life that you have now with these priorities and with the execution of what you've learned about winning at home and winning at work, and then before when you were out of balance? What's the biggest felt reality that's different for you?
Peace.
Yeah.
Peace. I mean, there's days I'm still a little, stressed or, but overall it's peace.
Yeah, man.
And I'd say I'd take this a layer deeper. And in 2020, when I stepped into coaching full time,
yeah,
COVID happens, which was obviously out of all of our control. But in that process, I lost 35% of my revenue out of the gates.
Yeah.
And I know there's listeners who lost 100%, or they even lost a loved one. And sorry for that. That sucks.
Yeah.
For me and my family, 3 kids.
Yeah, man.
Just left corporate America, going all into coaching. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're following these green lights. We're going for it. And then to lose 35% is like, what's the next 65%? What's going to happen? Is that going to be gone tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah.
God took me on this journey. I happened to be reading Acts 8, 9, and 10. And in those chapters, 3 different individuals are told to rise and go. In the ESV, the English Standard Version, are told to rise and go. So I'm reading this like, rise and go. Man, that's he's talking to me. I need to get off my pity party and rise and go and step into growing this coaching. And so in that process, Johnny, another thing I was kind of pointing to is Psalm 127:1. Unless the Lord builds a house, he who builds it gets up early, labors in vain. And in that moment, man, God I just felt this piece of, hey, I got the night shift. You work hard during the day from 8 to 5. I got the night shift.
Yeah.
And what that meant for me was, I'm going to work hard from 8 to 5. I'm going to do all my business development, LinkedIn, do podcasts, content creation, coach clients, do all that piece. But when I'm done doing the work, I can have faith that God's got the night shift because I'm going to be able to go to the gym, hang out with my kids, be around the family dinner, have my phone off to the side. That has been so peaceful for me, and it's been powerful.
Man, and that's the only way to get that peace is you got to be able to let the outcome go, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Got to be able to hold
Absolutely.
loosely. Dang.
Yeah. So God control. I control the input. God controls the impact.
Correct.
And so I just keep going back to that. If I every day I'm pounding the nail, doing the work. I have to trust that God will make other things happen. Like you and I getting to know each other via LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And now having this, conversation, it's just, man, it's just having faith that God will provide.
And he does, right? Like the Lord is so kind. He's so, the issue is he just doesn't show up the way or the time that we would have expected or that we would have written, right? He always.
Yeah, we want the answer now.
Yes. We want it now. We want it to look this way. We want to have control, right?
Right.
And until you let go of control, then you can't have peace, right? Because you're trying to be God. And it'll make you really nervous to try to be God.
Yeah.
Right? That's a scary thing.
I wouldn't be very good at it.
You're not going to be good at it. Yeah. This is so powerful, man. And I would say, even if a person stopped here and just took that nugget and planted it in their heart, because that one's very dear to me too. I talk sometimes with my kids about the fruits of the Spirit, and I asked them the other day, like, what's your favorite fruit of the Spirit? And then I answered it. For me, it's peace. Peace is my favorite fruit of the Spirit, man. I just love the fact that things could be going wrong, but if I can get to that place of trust, I can actually have peace that surpasses understanding. It's like nothing changed. The problem's still there. The scary thing is still there, but why do I have peace? It only comes from trusting God and letting go, right?
Yep, absolutely.
It's a discipline. So now you're talking. So is that part of what you teach when you're coaching? You help coach people into that reality of letting go and letting God run the night shift for them, so to speak.
Yeah, that is for sure an element of it, of God themselves, and I'd even say for a lot of leaders, not only is there this element of letting go to God,
Yeah.
but it's also letting go to other team members.
Yeah.
Part of the reason a lot of people work all the time is they don't think anyone else can do the job as good as them. The sin element of pride.
Yeah.
And so they've got to do the work. I'll spend a lot of time with different, CEOs and leaders to talk about what are they spending their time on? What is their job, kind of worthy of it versus, no, delegate that to somebody else. And make sure you're working on kind of, let's say make $100 an hour. For just simple math, if you just make $100 an hour, anything that you could pay someone less than that, that's not good stewardship.
That's a good way to think about it. It's interesting.
And just delegating it.
Yeah.
And so I work with leaders to almost do a time audit. Where are you at?
Yeah.
What are you just using $100 an hour? If you're doing some tasks that are for your job, that makes sense. Great stuff. But there's other things that you could do that get you greater leverage.
Yeah.
Like think time, working with partnerships, investing with your team. In that Eisenhower matrix, many listeners have probably been exposed to it, where there's 4 different quadrants: urgent, important, and not urgent, important. This quadrant 2, which is not urgent but important, that's when you get more than $100 of hour time, because you're leveraging, you're investing in your people, you're maybe building a big partnership that could lead to a big order for your company.
Yeah.
Then when you go down the bottom of that Eisenhower matrix, quadrants 3 and 4, where it's not important, that's when you want to delegate it, because it's not important for your task. It's important for someone else to do in the company, but not for you, because you're the manager or the CEO.
Yes. It's good work for somebody else, right? It's good work for somebody else to do in their gift. and his
And at work, we're usually not great at that process of releasing, delegating, equipping, empower others. Some people are gifted at it, but some aren't, and they hold on to it. At home, sometimes we can see this kind of example better. Like for my wife and I, man, I don't know the last time I went to the grocery store because we pay someone else, we pay Kroger to deliver our groceries.
yeah,
But it's a choice. It's not like this. I mean, yes, I'm very grateful we get to do that, but it's also a choice because me going to the grocery store takes a lot of time. It is,
you get it wrong.
I get it wrong all the time. And so I make that choice that we don't want to go to the grocery store. But on mowing the yard, I want to mow the yard. I like it. I'm in the sun. I sweat a little bit. Instant gratification. I can see the cuts in the yard. So I want to do that. Even if I make $100 an hour, I'm paying myself equivalently $100 an hour versus someone else who I could pay a kid to do it for $20 an hour or something. I don't want to do that. To me, it's worth it. So it's making those conscious choices at work and at home so that you can spend time where you really want to. So I don't want to go to the store so I can throw the football with my son.
Yeah, that makes total sense, man. So then first of all, how would you articulate your calling then? Because I think we get a sense for it. We definitely get a sense for it just in everything that you've said so far. I think you're very dialed into your calling. What's the outcome you're trying to create in the world that you feel uniquely gifted to pursue?
Yeah, I mean, kind of as even did the intro to my tagline, I feel called to help leaders win at both home and work.
Yeah.
I've lost at both.
Yeah.
I've lost at home. I also have lost at work. I don't want to see another leader lose because you don't have to.
Yes.
I want men and women. I primarily focus on men in my one-on-one coaching.
Yeah.
But I want men and women to show up in both areas of their life with intentionality.
Yeah. Yeah.
At home, if we do not take intentional actions, we'll just drift into laziness, unfortunately. Without being intentional to go on dates with your spouse, you'll become roommates.
Yeah.
And it takes work to go on dates and to plan it and make sure it happens. You need to spend time intentionally with your kids one-on-one.
Yeah.
That takes time
Yeah.
to plan it and before your kids get too old and they decide I'd rather go hang out with my buddies.
Yeah.
Or whatever the case may be. So I just know a lot of different people are not intentional with making time for people, for themselves, with solitude or going to the gym.
Yeah. I think something just hit me about what's unique about what you do. And you can confirm this for me. I might be wrong. But it sounds like when you bring a person in and you're coaching this person, you said you're going to coach them to both win at home and win at work, which means there's home coaching and work coaching. Is that true? Because I've never heard of that combo before. But is that a part of what you're doing is giving them tools to use at home, and you're concerned
Absolutely.
with their home life?
Absolutely. And many of the tools you can use at both places. I asked a bunch of my clients a couple years ago, and I've revisited these numbers to make sure. I just said, hey, between homework and faith, or homework and mindset, because there's a few people I don't talk about faith with, what's the breakdown? They said on their own, almost all of them said 60% work, 20% home, 20% faith / mindset. And it was awesome. And so a lot of the time is spent on work, time management, delegation.
Yeah.
What's your strategy? What are your big rocks for this quarter?
Yeah.
So that they have direction and purpose at work. And then when we get to the home piece, it's pretty easy,
Yeah.
How's home? Did you go on a date with your spouse? If they say no, it's like, well, we'll schedule it. Are you hanging out with your kids? Yeah. No, we'll schedule it. When you're in the car with them.
Yeah.
Do they have their AirPods in their ears? Or are you guys talking and having conversations?
Yeah.
So you can ask a couple quick questions for home to figure out what's happening.
Yeah.
Are there phones at the dinner table?
Yeah.
And anyway, and then the last piece is on mindset / faith. What I'm so surprised about Johnny is when I first started coaching, I was very intimidated of whoever was on the other side of that computer. Most of my stuff Zoom.
Yeah.
I was intimidated. Oh man, they run a big company. Now, no intimidation because everybody has this battle of self-limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
And when you start talking to somebody, and so a lot of the coaching is on mindset, is on faith, and helping them power through the season they're in.
Yeah.
Leaning on God if they're believers, or if not, we kind of have some other discussions.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Now I want to drill down to what is your particular superpower or gift that makes you good at this work. And what I mean is God's designed you both in your nature and in your experience to be able to do this work. Right? I think you would agree. This is like you're living your calling. You're doing what you're called to do. You're doing what God wants you to do. So how has God uniquely crafted you? What is it about you that makes you effective at this?
I think God's gifted me with this ability to be a good encourager.
Yep.
I can encourage people to move forward, to believe in themselves, to notice the wins in their life, and just encourage them of, hey, you're making great progress.
Yeah.
He's also given me the ability to speak challenge.
Yeah.
Where in a client situation, unfortunately, sometimes it'll carry over into my parenting and my marriage, but I can speak challenge and do direct.
Yeah.
And not be afraid, are they going to fire me, or be somewhat timid. There's this tension I'm going back and forth between encouraging and challenging.
Yeah.
And I'm at peace with it.
Yeah.
And so I would say that would be a superpower.
Dude, I love that so much. Are you familiar with The 6 Types of Working Genius by Patrick Lencioni?
Yes, familiar with it, but not an expert enough to talk about which 6 of the 6 where I'm at.
Okay, all right. Well, you sound like you've got a lot of the galvanizer, and I love the galvanizer, man. Like the galvanizer has been such a blessing in my life. Shout out to Alan Briggs, a friend of mine. He's the reason I wrote my book because he challenged me. Right? I was, he's my friend, but he also has that gift, and so. I told him about my idea for a book, and he tells me, all right, go write the book. Stop talking about it. Go write the book. And he says, oh, and I want you to go and post on LinkedIn about the book, what it's about, and when it's going to be done. And I want you to tag everybody you know.
And you did that?
I did it, bro.
That's sweet.
That was the day my book was born, right? That was the day. It went from being something that I had conceived to something that could be born. And
that's cool.
We need gentle, encouraging challengers, dude. Like, and there's not a lot of them. There's not a lot of them, man. And so I'm just calling out, dude. I am a huge fan of that gift. And I've been
thank you.
Deeply.
Thank you.
So what are the people that tend to show up on your doorstep? Like, to describe them to me.
I'd say there's 2 types of people that show up to be clients or to step into my world. One are those that having breakthrough in a great season, and others that are burned out. So on the breakthrough side of it, there are just leaders out there that life's going good. I mean, it's not perfect, but life's going good. They want to steward it well. They know they've got this unique opportunity. They feel momentum is in their direction. They want to steward this leadership opportunity well, this next season. Like, let's keep this thing moving in the right direction. They don't want to be complacent. Things are going well. They want to keep them going well. That's probably I would say the majority of people I work with. And I'm not saying that's all I work with, but I just, those are people that raise their hand.
Yeah.
That say, cool. I want more. And usually they've invested in themselves before. It's kind of how they arrived at this certain level, and now they're ready to continue going up and to the right.
Yeah.
The other category would be those that are burned out. Like, something's happened. They've hit a bottom area in their life, and it may not be like crazy rock bottom, but it's just their marriage is not where it's at. Maybe they've been throwing around the D word, divorce, in some conversations. They want to put it to a stop.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're burned out. They don't like their job anymore. They don't know what to do. And so I've worked with both of those different individuals, and it's fun. I mean, I enjoy when I get someone who's burned out. They come to me and we like just one guy this spring did not like his job, was at a position, he is early 50s, he's at a position that he could think about selling. And as we talked about it, just shifting this mindset, little things that even listeners are going to be familiar with, but this idea of he needed to think of his job as a get to, not a have to.
Yeah.
Like that was an unlock for him.
Yeah.
There were some employees that were annoying him, if you will. And it was like, talk to them, invest in them.
Yeah.
Invest in them relationally. I mean, you can only challenge people as far as you've encouraged them.
That's a good word.
So for him, he was in this high season of just challenge because people were kind of annoying him. So it's like, no, man, encourage them. Go spend some time with them. Go have a lunch with them and don't talk shop.
Yeah.
Just invest in them.
Yeah.
Relationally. That, I think he hired me probably 5 months ago, I believe. And just this morning, got an email that he wants to send his number 2 through coaching.
Wow.
It's because he saw change. There's a mindset shift, unlock for him. And so he went from burnout to now he wants to invest in these people.
Yeah.
5 months ago, he was wanting to sell the company and get out.
Yeah.
But now he wants to invest in people.
Yes.
And anyway, so that's fun when you see things like that happen.
Yeah, that's powerful. And you said that was what, like a 5 or 6 month turnaround?
5 months ago, yeah, he hired me.
Yeah.
Yep.
And is it typical that you see a decent amount of change in 6 months or less?
I mean, you can see some change. I run a community called Rise, where it's for men who are faith-forward leaders who want to win at work, win at home. At the time of this recording, I think we have 87 guys in there.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's so cool.
One call, there's a group call, so this wasn't even one-on-one. One call, guy makes a post inside our app that his wife can tell a difference.
Yeah.
After one call, and it's just because he kind of lifted his head up and looked around, and the rest of the family members, like, there's more to life than just work. And so since then he sent me some text that he's now been going on dates with his wife because they hadn't been doing it.
So good, bro.
Yeah, so that's the cool part.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even for the listener listening right now, we've talked about a lot of things: dating your wife, delegating, no phones at dinner, like a lot of things.
Yeah.
Grab one, try it.
Yeah.
Work on it, and then grab another idea.
Yeah.
There's many people that will leave a podcast listening to it and they don't take action.
Yeah.
And myself included. There'll be times, but it's like, no, information plus implementation leads to transformation.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So hear information from this podcast or other podcasts or other books you read, grab one, implement in your life, and then things can transform. You can be a totally different individual.
Absolutely right on, man. Okay, I think we've got a good sense. And so thank you for the Rise community, and I can tell a little bit more about that in the actual article that will accompany this episode.
Thanks.
And what's the URL to Rise community? Do you mind? Can you just say that real quick?
Yeah, rise-community.com.
Okay, rise-community.com if you want more information about that. And if anything that you've heard here is starting to stir something up in you, then that might be a good first step. And so let's talk about your dreams, Cory. I like to frame it as big dream, little goal. So you can do a big dream or you can do a little goal. And then we talked about the different types of dreams: lifestyle dream, impact dream, internal dream. And you can give us all three, or you can give us one. But I would love to hear, what are you dreaming about?
I'll go for all three.
All right.
And maybe the sum of my goals are all so weak and broken. The sum will equal something greater. Impact goal, 3,000 members inside Rise.
Wow.
I know it's a
Love
it's a
it.
BHAG. It's a
Yeah.
BHAG. We are not there at all, but I would like to impact men
Yeah.
to win a home, win at work, and this is working.
Yeah.
And I want more men in it.
Yeah.
So that would be the impact goal.
Okay.
From a lifestyle, I'm getting there already, but it's just the freedom of time. I could work from anywhere. Do Zoom calls. If I want to travel to go speak somewhere, I can do that.
Yeah.
I love my job. I'm blessed I get to do it. So there's not this like, oh, it'll be great when I'm here. I don't like even before we record, we kind of talked about
Yeah.
some spiritual gifts like apostle and prophecies. Like I don't necessarily know what dream I would have for something lifestyle. Like I like what I got, and I have 3 kids. When they're married and kids, I want to be able to go see them wherever they're at.
Yes. Sir.
So I would say lifestyle would just
Yep.
be a freedom
Yep.
of time, freedom of flexibility.
Yep.
And then the last one on the internal, I've already alluded to this already along the way. You know, God has the night shift. I would just continue just to have even more freedom and peace that God's the provider. It's not me.
Yeah.
I don't need to be excited or disappointed on my revenue number for the month.
Yeah.
How many books were sold, how many podcast downloads. Like
Yeah.
I think internally, I think it'd just be so cool if I just had this complete peace away from all the numbers. But
Yeah, man.
yeah, I'll share those.
Yeah, it's an area where you have grown, and it's an area where you want to continue to grow, right? Like when you taste that peace, you want more peace. 100%, man.
Hey, yeah, that's right. You taste it, you want more because it's really good.
It's so good, man. That's a beautiful dream. So you're going to be getting that Rise community up to 3,000 members. Is that a Zoom? Is that like a Zoom call or like Slack community? Like what are the components?
Yeah, it's we have calls every Monday from 12 to 1 via Zoom.
Okay.
And then we have basically an app or an online community, and guys are engaging, posting every day. And it's not like a social media of LinkedIn.
Okay.
It's deeper.
Yeah.
They're posting hard questions, or they read this book, and it's cool.
Yeah.
Guys are getting real.
Yeah. That's what we need, spaces to get real. We don't have a lot of those spaces. We really, really need those, man.
That's right.
That's powerful. Well, I'm so blessed to be with you today, Cory, and to get to know you. I love the gift that God has put inside of you, and I appreciate you being willing to sit with me and share this with other people.
Well, thanks, Johnny. You ask great questions, and you're fun to talk with. So thank you for the time.
Yeah.
And sharing your time with me and your audience.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And then everybody who stayed with us up to this point, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time. Take it easy.